We're here because someone who walked down this road didn't see abandoned buildings and neglect, but saw new buildings rising.
This village will build a whole new neighborhood. What you see is people who are Newark natives, and they want to get back to their city.
There's the old proverb that it takes a village to raise a child, and it's very true. Great Oaks helps to create that community where education is a part of life. I think a project like Teachers Village and a school like Great Oaks, they're not just partnering to create a modern day school building. It's more of it's community effort. It's affecting the community. It's creating jobs. It's creating work for people. It's giving students. It's putting students in a better learning environment.
The idea was a very simple one. We were never just building buildings. We were always building a tool that would serve this city and this state in the recruitment and retention of the best teachers in the region. We created a model here in Newark, New Jersey that cities across the country now want to emulate.
It's a great place that'll dramatically improve the quality of education for our children. In politics, it's easy to find the things that divide us and to yell and scream at each other, but it's much harder for people to stand up and say that what matters most is that people elected us to these jobs to actually get something done. This is one of those things that we can point to. We've gotten done when we work with each other rather than emphasize our differences.
What we have built together are not simply schools, we have built cathedrals of education. This should not be the exception. If we stay fast to the goal before us, to make America truly free, then we will continue in the commitment to not make this the exception, but together we must make this the rule.
Good afternoon. My name is Ron Beit. I'm the CEO of RBH Group, the lead developer of Teachers Village. That was a video produced by Great Oaks Charter School that was one of the many public-private partners that came together to make Teachers Village a reality. And Teachers Village is much more than schools. Teachers Village, in a sentence, is an economic development project in the heart of downtown Newark that is transforming a community overnight, utilizing the energy of educators and students. What that means is, let me explain. We set out to redevelop this neighborhood, and in doing so, we studied plans around the nation and around the world, quite frankly. And the one unifying theme, the one unifying principle we gleaned from studying all of these plans and cities was that great cities direct energy. And armed with that principle, we came up with 4 elements that were going to be instrumental in transforming what was predominantly surface parking lots into a lively, vibrant, 24-hour, 7-day community. And so what we learned is, and what we needed to implement was, first, scale. We needed to reintroduce energy into this neighborhood that had been depleted of energy through dilapidated buildings and surface parking lots over a period of decades. And the only way to do this, the only way to create a community overnight, was to come with something of scale, something that would transform this community overnight. And so Teachers Village is a $150 million project. It's 6 buildings and horizontal in scale, no more than 6 stories. And we did so because we needed to maximize as much building as we can get per construction dollar. And so we implemented and used means of constructability that allowed us to go horizontally and transform the center of this community. Design. Design was instrumental. Design attracts and directs energy into and out of a neighborhood. You need to channel people to and from your community. And the only way to do so is to strike a careful balance between architecture and streetscaping. And so design is instrumental for the long-term success of your plan, as the decisions you make today will affect this neighborhood for decades to come. And so we charged world-renowned architect Richard Meyer to lead our design team in this effort to transform 12 independent and separate streetscapes while utilizing green and sustainable technologies of the future while we pursue our LEED neighborhood development designation. Uses. You need people at the right place at the right time. You need a continuous loop of activity in order to make sure that you have life at every time and every hour of every day in your community. So you really need to think about who's going to be where, the uses of your community at all times. And so we often think about uses in terms of the 3 food groups of real estate: residential, commercial, and retail. Most projects we see today use 1, maybe 2 of these uses as we get more into mixed use development. But Teachers Village was unique because not only did the overall master plan for the neighborhood require all 3 uses, but Teachers Village, the first phase of this master plan, utilized all 3 uses in order to create this continuous loop of activity. And the way Teachers Village utilizes these uses is on the residential. We're marketing all the residential units to teachers of Newark, all teachers of Newark, district school teachers, independent school teachers, and charter school teachers. We are targeting this middle-income housing, this middle-income population, because we became fixated on that socioeconomic diversity is essential to the vitality of a neighborhood. We only need to look to Manhattan across the river with its 1 million units of rent-stabilized and rent-controlled units to understand the vitality that creates. And so that was the residential portion. In terms of commercial, we became fixated that schools was the essential part of, was going to be the unique contributor to the commercial portions of our plan. Uniquely, our schools are open 6 days a week, not 5 days a week. The people that are coming to sit at our desks, our students, come with their families, and so our 1,000 students actually bring 1,000 families into our community. And our schools often have activities late into the evening. So the schools, as our commercial component, uniquely energizes this community. And lastly, retail. By creating 6 different buildings, we're able to merchandise our retail to 23 different businesses. We marketed to local and regional mom and pop entrepreneurs, creating a destination, a retail destination that you can't imitate in strip malls and shopping centers. And lastly, clusters is the 4th principle we implemented. Like-minded individuals create an incalculable value for a community. You only need to look at artists or technology or the technology business in Silicon Valley to understand what like-minded individuals can do for a community. And here is the essence of Teachers Village. Teachers from district schools, from charter schools and independent schools, socializing together, sipping coffee at one of our cafes, playing basketball in our gymnasium, or taking a class in one of our lounges. This socializing of like-minded individuals creates a unique energy. And this is the unique energy that is present in great cities. And so scale, design, uses, and clusters was essential for our plan in transforming what was surface parking lots into what will be this summer the first phase of a master plan, Teachers Village. This is a residential building currently under construction. This is a school building that's already completed and inhabited. This is another residential building under construction. The quality of the architecture. What was Newark, what will be Newark in a few years, and what will be the next urban center for the 21st century that utilized and started and commenced with the energy of teachers. Thank you.